shoot. Marion, the great defender. Steph Curry. Pump fake jumper. Good! Warriors win it!
Yeah, with all due respect to Buster Posey and Kaepernick when he's in a good mood, this guy may be the most popular athlete going in the Bay Area right now, Stephen Curry. And we talked a little bit, Rich Walkoff calls him the babyface assassin. And you can, of course, read about that in Rich's blog. But we sat down with Steph and talked about a few issues besides how's your jumper. He's a nice young man. All right, we're joined by a young man who, on the radio, we took an unofficial vote of any of the stars in the Bay Area, and you won as far as anyone who would let babysit our kids. You know what I mean? You ever get tired of people saying what a nice guy you are when you know, when you look in the mirror, who you really are?
I just live my life the way I was supposed to, and
Yeah.
whatever people say is what it is. I mean, blessed to be able to play basketball on a high level, and got a great family. It's all good.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that I know, just watching again the after the game interviews. It's early in the season, but you're already tired of talking about yourself. Am I? I appreciate you doing this.
Close. We're getting close.
Yeah, because you started out, I'm watching the beginning of the year. Oh, hey. Now it's, yeah, we won.
That's what happens when you get, more years you get under your belt as a veteran. Same questions, but obviously every year takes an identity of its
Will
own.
you ever have to go to a blow-off technique where you are completely exhausted? Because if you're a nice guy, I mean, it's human nature. Go up to the nice guy.
Yeah, I got to be able to say no every once in a while.
Yeah. You ever said no yet? What have you said no to?
A couple interviews here or there.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I got time for myself and my family.
You didn't say no to Sports Illustrated.
Didn't say no to that, though. When they called, when you called, I make sure I got...
No, don't overdo that. You have somebody that clips all this stuff and saves it for you?
My parents.
Still?
And they keep every issue or every kind of report that comes out, they got a little case of everything since college. So I haven't seen it in a while, so hopefully it's growing.
Yeah. You ever heard this song? It's an old, I think, Blood, Sweat, and Tears Before You Were Born. Your daddy's rich and your mom is good looking. God bless the child. And by that, I'm leading you up to, it looks like everything came easy to you. Did it?
I mean, not really. Obviously, I've had a fortunate upbringing with my dad playing in the NBA, and money wasn't really an issue growing up. I lived in a great neighborhood, so in that regard, it was an easier life, but there are obviously challenges that come along.
You ever have one go to the playground, though? That soft stuff. Oh, come on, Steph. Give him an elbow. Beat on him a little bit. Huh?
Played AAU early. I was the young, skinny, frail kid, so physically I didn't match up with other kids my age, and got picked on a little bit because of that.
Yeah.
And it kind of was that way all the way through high school. I was always the smallest kid on the court, so.
But you know what I'm saying? So what fueled you?
Well, there was dealing with expectations that, just because my dad played in the NBA, that I was going to be, the next star or whatever, and, playing against, rival schools and people that knew who my dad was, knew my story. They'd pick me out and single me out as the, the guy that they were going to target with chance and all the hate that was coming my way. Just being able to try to make a name for myself outside of my dad. Obviously, I'm proud of what he did as a player in his career, but I couldn't just live off of his name for too long. I had to make a name for myself, and that alone really fueled me.
Yeah, and I always, a couple times I met you, I always kid you have the most attractive mom in the NBA, which you've heard a lot, right? Yeah. But I didn't know your mom was an athlete too till I looked it up.
Yeah, she played a three-sport athlete in high school, then played volleyball at Virginia Tech, where my dad went, and that's where they met. So, yeah, she gave me like that little fighter's mentality that as an athlete and being competitive that not many people know. She held her own on the athletic field.
Yeah. First time I met you, your then girlfriend was going to be an actress, and now she's a mom. You have one child. So she's going to, maybe down the road when you want to just sit in the chair, then you'll let her become Meryl Streep when she's 40?
Yeah, she still got it in her. And obviously made some decisions along the way, but she's got her own blog now about family life and cooking and things like that, just to get her way of life out into the internet and all that kind of stuff. But she's the anchor of our family, so it's big to have her around and helping me raise my daughter.
Do you ever worry about your wife blogging too much personal information and you go, please, give it a rest? Or are you one of those guys?
I mean, I use Twitter and all that. I don't blog myself, but what she does is put out recipes and I guess stories about our family. I encourage her to do it. It's cool because down the road we can kind of go back and look at what she wrote and her pictures and blogs and videos and all that stuff, and kind of documents our life as we go along.
I know why you tweet. Cool. Can I tell you what?
Why?
Because the agent said for your brand.
That's part of it, for sure.
Right.
No doubt. That's part of it.
We're talking about tweeting and back and forth, and I'll tell you, your boy Fitz and a couple other fellas at the station get mad when I say Curry's the best, let him babysit my kids, but I don't think he's a superstar yet. Am I crazy?
Superstars, they win on the biggest stage, they close out games and find a way to will their teams to, against all odds. So I think last year was a stepping stone in that direction. I feel like being a superstar means you kind of reach your potential, and I don't think I've reached my potential as a basketball player, as a leader yet.
Yeah, Curry, again, I don't follow him around when he leaves work, but I'll tell you, if I had to bet on a guy, I mean, I think he's really the absolute goods. Terrific, terrific young man. Cara, you have a little question for our audience regarding Steph Curry?
That's right, Gary. It's a question you just asked him. Is he a superstar just yet? Obviously, he's an exciting player and a great shooter, but is he a superstar yet? Please weigh in on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll share your thoughts a little later in the show.
Real quick, superstar yet, Rich?
Not yet. And I think some of it is, as he said, has he taken over games? Yes, offensively. Can he shut down the opposing guard like a Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade? No. And maybe never will be that shut down defender. But in terms of pure playmaking, shot-making guy, he's got that superstar skill.
Okay.
But not the totality of it, I don't think.
10 seconds or less. Go.
I think he's going to get there. Just like Rich said, just like he said. I think the ceiling and the future is bright, and the ceiling's there, but he's not even close yet.
Yeah, I think superstars are made in the postseason.
Yeah,
and he was awful good last year when they won that round, but we'll see how it goes. But I tell you what, the old joke, but it's true. Babysitting your kids, there's nobody I can think of around here in the Bay Area.